You know that feeling, right? That little nudge, that gut feeling, that aha moment that just pops into your head and feels like, well, like a superpower. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that very thing. We're diving into the hidden science of intuition and figuring out how your brain makes those incredibly smart, snap decisions.
So what is it? Is it really magic? Some kind of sixth sense that only a few people get? Or is it something way more real, something we can actually measure happening inside our heads? Well, the answer is frankly amazing, and you're about to see why. All right, here's the single most important idea we're going to talk about today. Intuition isn't just a random guess. Think of it like this. It's compressed intelligence. It's your brain sifting through literally tons of data from everything you've ever experienced, but doing it at lightning speed, way, way below your conscious radar. Okay, so let's just get this out of the way right now. Intuition is not some mystical, magical force. It's a core neurological process. Seriously. Your brain is basically this super powerful pattern matching machine, and it's running 24/7, constantly scanning everything around you and comparing it to everything it's ever learned.
So that gut feeling? It's pretty much a direct message from your subconscious. It's your brain yelling, hey, I've seen this pattern before. I know how this movie ends. It's looked at thousands of similar past situations and is instantly handing you the conclusion, the most likely path to a good outcome. And look, this isn't just a cool theory. We can actually see it happening. When researchers put people in brain scanners, they see that a gut feeling lights up specific areas, the basal ganglia, the ventromedial prefrontal cortex. These are the hubs in your brain for learning, emotion, and, you guessed it, pattern recognition. It's like your brain is running a million tiny simulations in the blink of an eye to find the answer. Okay, so if we all have this incredible machine in our heads, why do some people seem so much more intuitive than others? Well, it all boils down to what you could call experience density. The more relevant patterns you've been exposed to, the better your machine works. Let me show you what I mean. Think about a chess grandmaster. They're not sitting there consciously calculating every single possible move on the board. No way. After tens of thousands of hours, they just look at the board and they see the right move. Their brain recognizes incredibly complex patterns in an instant. Or how about an experienced surgeon? They can often just sense when something's not right in the operating room, sometimes even before the high-tech monitors start beeping. Their brain is picking up on tiny, almost imperceptible cues that something is off. And it's the exact same thing with a seasoned investor who gets a bad feeling about a deal that, on paper, looks absolutely perfect. They've seen hundreds of deals, and their intuition can spot those subtle red flags that the spreadsheets just can't see. So here's the key, the part that so many people miss. Great intuition isn't just about having a ton of experiences. It's about learning from them. You need clear, consistent feedback. I mean, if you make a decision and you never find out if it was right or wrong, how can your intuition possibly get any better? That reliable feedback is what makes it sharper. And that brings us to the most exciting part of all of this. Your intuition isn't just some fixed trait you were born with. It is absolutely a skill, and like any skill, you can train it. So let's get into the how. First things first, you have got to learn the difference between a real intuitive hit and just plain old fear. True intuition usually feels, well, calm. It's clear, it's neutral, almost like a quiet observation. A fear response? That's your amygdala hijacking the system. It feels frantic, emotional, and anxious. Just learning to tell those two feelings apart is a huge first step. So here it is, a simple 4-step process to actually train this skill. 1. Intentionally build your pattern exposure. Immerse yourself in a field. 2. Create feedback loops. Go back and review your decisions. What worked, what didn't, and why. 3. Reduce the noise in your life. Give your brain some quiet. And 4. Start paying attention. Maybe even keep a journal to name your signals and track your intuitive hits. You'll start to see your own patterns. Now that third step, reducing noise, it is so important. And I'm not just talking about putting your phone on silent. Neuroscience actually shows that our biggest breakthroughs, our aha moments, they don't happen when we're grinding away at a problem. They happen when we're resting, taking a walk, in the shower, you know the drill. That's when your subconscious finally gets the quiet space it needs to connect all the dots. So does all this mean we should just ditch logic and run our lives purely on gut feelings? No, absolutely not. In fact, the most brilliant decisions, the real game changers, they come from blending both of these things, our instinct and our intellect. You see, psychologists talk about our brains having two modes of thinking. There's system one, which is fast, automatic, and intuitive. That's our gut feeling. And then there's system two, which is slow, deliberate, and logical. The big mistake most of us make is thinking that all our best decisions have to come from that slow, grinding, logical system two.
This right here is the perfect way to think about it. It's a partnership. Let your intuition, your system one, propose ideas and hypotheses. Then bring in your logic, your system two, to check the work, to verify and refine it. Your gut feeling proposes, and your rational mind confirms. And hey, it's not a new idea. Some of the greatest innovators in history understood this. Steve Jobs famously said that intuition was more powerful than intellect, and that's a quote that has inspired a lot of people. But now, looking at it through this lens of neuroscience, we can understand what he really meant. He wasn't talking about some random lucky guess. He was talking about a deeply, deeply trained perception, an intuition that was sharpened by years and years of obsessive focus, constant feedback, and deep experience in his field. So let's wrap this up with a new, more powerful way to think about this. Your intuition isn't some weird, mystical thing that happens to you. It is you. It's your own intelligence, all of your knowledge, and all of your experience, operating at its absolute maximum speed. So after all this, here's where we land. It's not a question of if intuition works. We know it does. The real question, now that you know it's a skill you can actually build, is this: are you going to train it? Or are you going to keep ignoring it?